200-meter dash, first heat underway.
There goes Karen, he's taking second. The throw, the slide, not in time, he's safe.
We'll spike it over and get a point for the Red Hawks.
Strike three, he got him looking.
And that'll be another point for the Red Hawks.
Hello and welcome to Frontier Community Access Television. I'm Mason Smith, joined today by Tyler Wolkowitz. Another away game for the Red Hawks, and this time it is tournament season. We're starting for Western Mass right now, and it is the first matchup for the baseball team. First matchup for a lot of Frontier teams, actually. Baseball team here today to play against the Belchertown Orioles on the road. They are the 6th seed in the Western Mass tournament for their class, and Belchertown is the 3rd seed as they won the home field advantage here today. As the Red Hawks have finished their warm-up, we can start to get acquainted with this a bit. It's very nice, to be sure, but a bit of an unusual field layout here. Normal infield, as you can see here, but as you go out into the outfield, it seems pretty normal. You've got a bit of a taller fence in left field, 330 feet out on the first base foul line, and then just about halfway through, we have that fence stop right there, still at 330 feet, and it becomes the net fence that we're a little more used to with Frontier's field. So all of a sudden that becomes the spot that you want to be hitting, and as you continue into right field, the hill slopes upwards and it becomes more difficult to hit a home run into right field, and you get to 340 feet over on the right field foul line. And so that is the unusual layout that we're dealing with here today. Luckily for the Red Hawks, not a lot of left-handed hitters that will be hitting into right field. But the left field still having its challenges if they're trying to send it over the fence, which of course is taller than they're used to in some fields. But just a little unique, thought we might touch on it a little bit. But the matchup here today is the Belchertown Orioles against the Frontier Red Hawks. Red Hawks, as we said, on the road. They finished their season with an 11-7 record. This game and one more game that they will play, either the Western Mass semifinals if they win this one, or a consolation game if they lose it, will count towards their state rankings. And there's a lot of significance to this game beyond the Western Mass tournament. The Red Hawks obviously want to advance, go far, so on and so forth. But if they are able to win this game here today against a very tough Orioles team, they will clinch themselves a home game in the state's tournament for Division IV, which currently they are ranked 16th, which is the last spot in the rankings where you will have at least one home game. And so the Red Hawks trying to muster that together here on this cloudy afternoon in Belchertown. Pretty chilly here, just slightly windy, and it doesn't help that we're a little bit elevated on the side of a hill here, so apologies if the wind gets caught up in any of our audio here as well. But this is an old Belchertown team. They have a total of 12 seniors. We counted all of the senior banners up on the backstop. You'll see them when we pull out the camera in a moment here, but for them, not all of the seniors, of course, will be playing, but a good amount of them will, and that really has reflected their season as well. 12-4 is their record right now. They are very confident in their team, and definitely one of the sports that Belchertown is a little more known for, I'd say. But for the Red Hawks and the Orioles, this used to be a pretty intense rivalry back in the day for baseball. But these two teams are meeting for the first time in 4 years now. And with that being said, we could see some tensions spark up with some of the players on the team. A couple of them knew each other in the fall when Frontier beat Belchertown on the football field, just several hundred feet to our right, I suppose, out past right field. You might be able to see the scoreboard for the football field. But as the teams are warming up right now, as Belchertown is warming up, they'll be taking the field first. The first batters up for the Red Hawks will be Jack Cusson, and it looks like Brady Pareda is going to be the guy on deck. And the pitching matchup here today on the mound for the Orioles, where number 5 as he takes the throw down to second, Josh Misachik. Now, Misachik is, I believe, one of the seniors who is being recognized up on the wall, and he is, yes. I was looking for his name up there, but Jack Cusson taken to the plate here. Infield meets the catcher, Canyon Sharon, taking his position behind home plate. Caden James leading the chance in the dugout for the Red Hawks. And Jack Cusson is ready for the first pitch. He'll take it as a strike. 0-1 the count. And it is Sean Bauman who's batting second, the DH for the Red Hawks. Swing and a hit. Chopper over to third. Fielded easily, and the throw a little wide to the right is there for the first out. And now we will see Sean Bauman, who for the first time this season is going to be taking up the number 2 spot for the Red Hawks as he hands the bat off to Jack Cusson there. A few practice swings, and this is a good place to put a dangerous hitter for the Red Hawks. He doesn't have the highest batting average, to be sure, but a lefty batter is always a tough one to pitch for a right-handed pitcher. Well known in baseball, but for those of you who are not too familiar, worth mentioning. 2-0 the early count right now. Bauman in favor. That's strike 1 called. Misachik moving pretty quickly on the mound. Just a few seconds in between each pitch. Dion on deck and Caden James in the hole for the Red Hawks. 1 out away as that one is driven sharply over to short. A nice stop. Throw to first in time with a nice stretch. Bauman a good hustle, but he becomes the second out of the top of the first for the Red Hawks as he will trot back to the dugout. The infield prepares for the bat of Braden Dion. He will be starting at third base today. And the Red Hawks pitcher, Joe Yakoski, certainly the guy that you would expect to be out there starting for the Red Hawks in the playoffs. Misachik delivers high and outside for ball 1. He's pitched well, as I said, quickly to the Red Hawks so far in the top of the first here. That one's popped up very high by Dion over the dugout. Car's in the way, and it's going to be wide. Doesn't hit the school bus that's parked right behind the backstop. He might want to move that. I don't think that is Frontier's bus, though. I'm not sure. Big swing from Dion. That was a great pitch upstairs. Two strikes on him, and he struck him out. 3 up, 3 down for the Orioles. And 1 strikeout in the books for Misachik. Now the Red Hawks will be taken to the field. Caden James will take a moment to get into his catcher's gear. And Joe Yakoski will be taking to the mound. We've seen him many times before. He's been the main pitcher that we've covered for the Red Hawks. And he's succeeded pretty well. But this is a tough team he's going against, and he knows he's going to have to bring his A game to help the Red Hawks be in a good position. As the score is 0-0 after the top of the first. We'll be back in just a few moments. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. Bottom of the first here in Belchertown, 0-0 the early score. And it's Joe Yakoski who will be facing off against the designated hitter in the leadoff spot for the Orioles, Thatcher Rudnick, as he takes strike 1 looking against Yakoski. And that one will be low and away. 1-1 the count. Hakoski seems to be speeding up his usual motion. He delivers, and that one's going to be in the dirt. Seems to be trying to match the pace of Masajic. Here's the 2-1 delivery from Hakoski. That one is going to be fouled away. Count even again, this time at 2. Redhawks have relied on a lot of their pitching to help them through this season. Hakoski especially, he's been their main guy, pitching a 2.12 ERA coming into this game, as only a sophomore as well. That one is going to be chopped over to Durso, and it's a line out for the first one away for the Redhawks. Goes around the horn, and the next batter up for Belchertown will be the shortstop, Ian McDonald. And it's interesting that we're seeing the designated hitters get some top spots here in this game today. That one's going to be fouled away on the first pitch. 0-1, the early count. But you got to imagine the coaches want to get things going quickly here at the start of the game, and so far it hasn't worked out for either of the designated hitters. Hakoski delivers on the 0-1. That one is going to make it 0-2, fouled into the backstop. This time he barely got a piece of it, right on the bottom of the ball. Hakoski ahead on the count, 0-2. That one is going to be fouled away again. He's made contact on every single pitch in his at-bat, just hasn't been able to keep it in the field of play so far. But McDonald doing good so far. 0-2 once again. Hakoski. It's going to be grounded over. Durso fields it, throws it to Hall. Close play. He's safe. There's a good hustle. McDonald finds himself to be the first man to reach a base here in this game. Just one away for the Redhawks against the Orioles. Now their third batter up will be the pitcher, Masajic. And pretty unusual to see a pitcher this early in the batting order in the number 3 spot, as he fouls the first one away there. 0-1 the count against him. Runner going, and then he got held off there by James, who caught it quickly and popped up immediately. But McDonald at first taking a short lead, jumping forward. Hakoski delivers. That one's going to be chopped over, foul. Hakoski now slowing down his ritual on the mound. Readies himself. Short lead taken off of first by McDonald once again. 0-2 pitch on its way. Struck him out. No, foul. Got a piece of it. James made the stop regardless, just in case it was a live ball. (0-2) still. That one's going to be put into play to Durso again. No throw to second, throw to first in time. 2 away now for the Redhawks, and a runner in scoring position for the Orioles. They've played their cards well so far in the first inning. Now Cam Hole will come in to try and clean things up for the Orioles and cash in an early run in the first inning. It's only gotten windier here in Belchertown. No sun to be seen through the dark sky. Strike called. Just a touch inside, it looked like, by the reaction from Cam Hole. McDonald with a hefty lead off second. Durso ready for a throw. He's going to third, and the pitch was dropped. He's safe at third. 1-1 they count now, as that last pitch was a ball. Home plate is cleaned off by the home base umpire. Batter steps back into the box. Sikoski readies himself. He delivers. That one is going to be sent deep, far, center field, back, and Karen, it's in play. A run scores, and the throw into the infield is going to be fielded by Dion. Karen couldn't get there in center field. But it's an RBI double for Cam Hool to get the Orioles on the board. Time for a moment here as the Gears traded off with the first base coach. Jake Weller, the second baseman, now up to bat. Still 2 outs away and a runner on second again. That one will be high for a ball. That one's a nice shot going out to center right this time. Karen calling it underneath, and he makes the grab. Just a few feet in front of the fence. It's been some nice contact from the Orioles so far in the first inning, and they will lead 1-0 after Karen couldn't get to the long fly ball right at center field. Looked like it might have been gone for a moment. It was pretty close. But the Red Hawks will try and get their bats going, which has been a struggle for them as of late. And you have to imagine some of it has to be nerves for the Red Hawks going up against a team they haven't seen so far this year. Don't really know what to expect from them. And so far the Orioles have been delivering to what you might expect from a 3-seeded team in the Western Mass tournament. And it's worth mentioning as the Orioles warm up, we mentioned before that there was several other games happening for the Red Hawks just around today, as it so happens, one that is here today as well. Frontier's girls tennis team is playing in their Western Mass finals against Belchertown, just behind us, actually. Hopefully we can get some update on that at some point this evening. They started at 4. We started at 4:30. So hopefully, and you'd have to imagine that they would end before us, but softball, they're playing in their first Western Mass game. We've got our other half of our team covering that game. That's against Monument Mountain at home. And boys volleyball, who unfortunately we could not send anyone out to, is playing at Pioneer Valley Christian Academy in their Western Mass semifinals, which is the first round. It's just a shorter tournament for them, fewer teams in the area. It's the way field hockey is as well, and ice hockey for that matter. The Red Hawks back up to bat. Caden James, the leadoff, takes ball 1 high and inside. Masajic winds, delivers. That one is a strike, dropped into the zone. A nice little changeup. James facing a 1-1 delivery, and he went. Looked like he didn't want to. 1-2 the count now. He'll be upset with himself if he strikes out after this one. Delivery from Masajic, and that is high for ball 2. Most of the Red Hawks batters have worked the count decently high so far, but Masajic with his quick delivery goes again, and that one is going to be a base hit into left field. Well placed by James. He winds the bases for second and will be held at first. A solid hit right over the glove of the third baseman who leapt for it. It was a nice effort there as well. And James, as we've seen in the regular season, is going to have Grayson Bishop come on to the field for him. Courtesy runner there. Ryan Gould, whom I believe actually is going to be the next batter up for the Orioles, was the third baseman who couldn't quite get up there. It was a nice effort from him, though. Bishop with a big lead on the pitch from Masajic. That was called a strike, and has a short lead this time. That one's going to be popped up high by Pareda and did not hit the bus this time. Still hasn't moved the bus. It's right behind the backstop. 0-2 the count. Delivery from Misajic. Runner going. Bishop is going to be safe. Great job getting the tag on by the second baseman there. I believe that was Waller who we saw up to bat before. Still getting a little used to the lineup here, but Redhawks steal a base. That's big here for Pareda. No outs. That will be a ball high. 2-2 the count now. Pareda done a good job to work his way back into this one, especially with a runner in scoring position. Glancing back at second, he delivers. That one's going to be a ground ball over to short, fielded easily. Runner going to third. Could have a double play here, and he's out. It was an aggressive move from Bishop, but a better fielding job by the Orioles, and the double play is turned. A unique double play in your scorebook if you have that at home, but inning still alive for the Redhawks, but a huge opportunity lost. Big mood killer for them. There was no outs going into that. And after a big double play, the Orioles remain on the field. Drinker up to bat, fouls it well over the backstop. Misajic kicks, delivers. That one is lined sharply. Another base hit for the Redhawks in the left. Drinker taking the bases slowly. And now we're seeing Ben Karen. One runner on. That's Drinker on first. And 2 outs away for the Redhawks. Karen trying to equalize, and a pickoff attempt at first is not in time as Drinker dove back in. Misajic now looks back to home plate. He delivers high and inside, ball 1. Drinker getting some reminders from his coach to stay alert at first. He's been picked off at first several times this year. Misajic delivers to home. Big cut from Karen, but a clean miss. Umpire right now, there's a discussion with Belchertown's coach as that one is going to be high and back. Foul territory, did make the catch. Great hustle from the right fielder. Didn't look like he would get there, but he went up the slope to get to it. And now we'll go to the bottom of the second. Orioles turn a nice double play on defense, make a nice grab in foul territory, and they will stay on top early in this game. 1-0 when we come back in the bottom of the second. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. Coming into the bottom of the second here, 1-0 the lead in favor of the home team. Belchertown Orioles. Akoski delivering to Ryan Gould right now. Looked like that was a ball from the motion by the umpire, as that's another check swing from Gould. 2-0 the count. An active dugout as well from the Orioles. You love to see it. That one will be a strike. No check swing this time from Gould. That one's a nice shot going way back. Karen, and it stays in play. Will be a ground rule double as it went over the fence after the hop. Ryan Gould sitting on second after the ground rule double. He's pretty fired up, and he will have number 22, Canyon Sharon, his catcher, trying to bat him in, as Akoski has let up 2 deep shots to center over the head of Ben Karen. That one's going to be high for ball 1. And now the dugout for Belchertown getting a warning from the infield umpire. Delivery to Sharon. That one's going to be fouled back. 1-1 the count. Bus still unharmed. The reason why you usually see those warnings is the comments from the dugout are about the other team, which doesn't really fly with most umpires in the area. Haven't usually seen more than one warning, as that one will be a ball just a little bit inside. It was a changeup for McCoskey. He's been glancing back at Gould quite a bit. Gould taking a big lead off a second. Delivery to home, and that is a called strike against Sharon. Signs coming from the third base coach. 2-2 delivery. That one's going to be popped up. It's going foul. No, it'll stay in fair play, and it's caught by Cussin, and the throw over to third is there, but not necessary. Keeps the runner in check. 1 out away now for the Red Hawks. Still a runner on second for Belchertown. Evan Ferguson, the first baseman, who helped to turn that double play in the top of this inning. Now up to bat. Hakoski glancing back at second. Now he's going to third. The throw. Dion slipped and fell. It's going into right field. And the second run is going to come home for Belchertown. Dion trying to smile it off, but it was a rough fall. No fault of his own. He had some bad footing. The loose dirt underneath him, I guess. But it brings in the second run of the night for the Orioles. That's a swing and a miss for a strike on Ferguson. Delivery from Hakoski outside for ball one. Even count now. That one's fouled back over the backstop. 1-2. Ferguson stepping back into the box. Hakoski winds. He delivers outside on a changeup. That one will be ball three. Nope, ball four. We did miss the ball at the beginning of the at-bat. I thought we might have. That was when he took third and home on the missed throw, or I guess the slip. 1 out away. 1 run already scored in the inning, and now a runner on first for the Orioles. Bunt laid down. It's going to go foul. Nice job from James to not be too on top of it. And that'll go down to strike one for the batter in the 9-hole, Joe Jordan, the right fielder, who made that third out grab in foul territory in the top of this second inning. Ferguson on first, short lead. Hakoski glances back. Now he delivers home. Bunt shown. Throw back to first, and he's out. Great job from James at home. He's been waiting for a moment like that. Kick, delivery from Hakoski, and that will be a little outside of the zone. Another changeup shown from Joey Hakoski. That one's going to be another deep shot going to center field. Karen underneath, and he does make the grab. That will be the third out after the great pickoff job by Caden James at first. And the third inning is up next when the Red Hawks will try and find a way to get their bats going here on the road. It's been a struggle for them for most of the season, and they ended their regular season on a tough loss. It was to Wacona, I believe, on their senior night. So that game itself was also just generally low scoring. Only 2 runs they put up in that game. 2-3 was the final score for that one. So it's been a tough job for them to get their bats active, but that's what they need to do against a team like the Orioles, who obviously is very aggressive offensively and efficient. So the Red Hawks trail 2-0 after 2, and we'll be back with the top of the third after this quick break. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. Red Hawks back up to bat now in the top of the third. They trail 2-0, and it's the shortstop, Austin Durso, who's up to bat. First time at the plate today. That one will be inside. Dodges out of the way. Looked for a moment that it hit him, but it will be ball 1 from Misajic. That one will be ball 2 as it gets away from him high over the glove of Charon. Two and 0 the early count here to Durso. That one will be a strike. Misajic regaining his control over the ball. That's a nice shot going out to center right, and it will be grabbed by the center fielder, only player on the roster of the Orioles who's not batting today. 1 out away, and Porter Hall, the batter up for the Red Hawks. Bunt shown and skipped away from him. But that was Holmes who made the catch in center field, as I said. The player that is getting a designated hitter for him in the leadoff spot for the lineup. Now the count 1-1. Here's the pitch to Hall. Leaned into it. Strike 2. That one's going to be popped up very high. Stays in the infield. Hall is out. 2 outs away for the Red Hawks. Tough spot for them at the bottom of the order, but now they'll head back to the top with Jack Cusson. Takes strike 1 on the first pitch. Nice little changeup dropping inside, and that throw, luckily no runners on, gets over the glove of Misajic. Players starting to feel the cold a little bit. That one's going to be fouled behind the catcher by Cusson. To be talking about the cold here in late May. That one will be down in the dirt, several feet in front of home plate. And that's what the cold is going to do to the pitchers. We're seeing Misajic slow down his routine a little bit, trying to keep his fingers warm. Here's his delivery. That one's going to be grounded sharply and foul by just about a foot or so, maybe even less than that. Good contact from Cusson. Two strikes against him. Delivery high for a ball. Cusson back into the box. That will be ball 3 if the count. Fouled high. Didn't have to go over the backstop. Into the parking lot. Still skipping along. No cars in the way for that ball. Full count by the motion of the umpire. Here's the delivery. Oh, and he drilled him. Cusson takes the wounded walk to first. The Red Hawks, with 2 outs away, have a runner on with their designated hitter, Sean Bauman, up to bat. Put the ball in play last time, didn't get on base. And they'll take strike 1 on the first pitch. Cusson, pretty speedy out there, not really known to steal bases. Probably won't here, not wanting to waste an opportunity for the Red Hawks. But he takes some big leads, trying to draw some anxiety from the pitcher. It's 1-1. Cusson a short lead. Pickoff attempt, he's safe. Great tag there by Ferguson as well. Made it really close. Another lead from Cusson. Masajic delivers, runner going. It's going to be grounded over to the second baseman, and the out is made. Masajic takes a big sigh of relief there. You got to wonder how his fingers are feeling with the cold. It looked like he might have been losing a little bit of his control there, but same can be said for Akoski. Very cold day for May 21st, but it's New England, I suppose. Akoski back on the mound for the Red Hawks. They still trail 2-0 against the Belchertown Orioles. We'll be back with the bottom of the third after this quick break. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. Bottom of the third here in Belchertown as they lead at home 2-0. Pitch is high and inside from Akoski on his delivery here. So I believe we're back to the top of the order. Thatcher Rudnick in the leadoff spot. That one is also high and inside. He thought it was going to hit him there, it looked like, as he tried to shield his face. 2-0. That one will be a strike right around his knees. Didn't even watch it go by him. That one is going to be grounded sharply through the legs of Durso. And a base hit as Karen comes in to scoop it up in shallow center. It's a base hit for the leadoff man, Rudnick. And Akoski, who's been struggling to get some help from his infielders today, again has another man on first. Ian McDonald, the shortstop, who doubled in his last at-bat. Now at the plate. No outs away. That one's going to be popped up high, staying in the infield. Durso calling it. Going way back, and he makes the grab in shallow center. Now 1 away for the Red Hawks. James coming out to the mound to have a quick talk with Akoski and the infield, it seems. Pitcher against pitcher matchup here with 1 out away. Runner on first, Masajic, at the plate. He's going to send that one deep center left. Back is Karen at the wall and got over his glove. And the runner's going to be held at second. Strong throw to third. Good job from the fielders to get it in quickly, but damage still is done on the single. Masajic will take a rest in the dugout. Coming on is the runner, number 10, Brady Jolly. Now Hool, the batter up, the left fielder. That ball is dropped after the initial catch was made by James, and he covers it up. Takes a moment to fix his glove. It was a ball on that first pitch. One out away. Runners on first and second. Koski delivers. Popped up. Hakoski underneath, and he makes the grab for the second out. Not sure what kind of partial contact he got there. That was a strange blooper of a hit that went right back to Hakoski. Wasn't quite sure what he was seeing at first, but 2 outs away now for the Red Hawks. Jack Waller up to bat. Ryan Gould is the batter that we'll see if Waller can get on base, potentially load the bases or bat in a run, as he has a man on second. Hakoski delivers to home, outside and low for ball one. Runners with some hefty leads. No one in position to get ready for a throw over. And the changeup draws the early swing. Strike one. Waller facing a 1-1 count. Hakoski disengages and looks to throw over to second. He doesn't. Koski now delivers home. Strike called. 1-2 the count. Koski, if I'm remembering right, is yet to have a strikeout in today's game. Now in the third inning, looking back at the runner on second, and that one will be just a bit outside. A little low too by the looks of it. Count even. That's Rudnick on second, who's been giving Hakoski a lot of anxiety on the mound here, jumping around, getting in his head. Now it's a full count. Good job from the runners of the Orioles helping out their guy at home. 2 outs, full count. Hakoski picks his pitch, glances back at second. Here's the payoff. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Gets out of a tight squeeze. And the Red Hawks will stay within 2 after the third inning is over. They'll try to go back to their bats, and again, it's been a struggle for them, but they can come alive, and they really need to right now before the game gets too late and too out of hand. 2-0 the score. Orioles on top at home. Top of the fourth coming up next. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. Mason Smith and Tyler Wolkowitz here in Belchertown. 2-0 the score for the home team, the Orioles. It's the Red Hawks trying to mount a comeback here. Dion will make contact on the first pitch. It's high, it's in play, and the catch is made. 1 out down. Batter up now, Caden James for the Red Hawks. That pitch to James, a ball. That one's going to be popped up high, foul over our heads for strike one. Yet to have a ball sent in our direction. That one will be ball 2 to James. Ball 3 low, and it was dropped by Sharon as well. James has been a reliable hitter for the Red Hawks, looking to cash in the playoffs now. And a swing and a miss will be strike 2. A full count here with 1 out away. Big at bat for the Red Hawks. Pareda, the man on deck. Here's the payoff pitch, and it's fouled off over the bus. Couldn't tell if it hit a car or not. Still 3-2. Masajic winds, delivers high. He walked him. So now a runner on first. And once again, Grayson Bishop coming out onto the field for the Red Hawks as the courtesy runner for Caden James. Brady Pareda at the plate, 1 out away for the Red Hawks. Bunt is shown, and runner can advance on the foul ball. Catcher was hit on the play. He's walking it off here, and the umpire coming out to the mound to give him some time to recover just a little bit. Having a quick talk with Masajic. Bishop still on first for the Red Hawks. He had a big jump on the drop ball, but after the foul motion by the official, he went back, and Pareda and Charon, the catcher behind home plate for the Orioles, having a little chat themselves. Charon drops down to the squat once again, and we're ready to play. Pickoff attempt at first. He's safe. 0-1 the count here against Pareda. Big swing and a miss. Strike 2. Pareda has a great situation in front of him, and the throw over to first. Safe. Slid under the tag as the pitch to home was a ball. Bishop, short lead again. And he does go. That's going to be a nice shot going out right field, and the catch is made. Bishop saw it coming and ran back to first. 2 outs away now. Now this is Henry Drinker, who got himself on base last time. Didn't get much farther than that. Masajic delivers high. Ball 1. 2 outs away for the Red Hawks. And a runner on first. That was going to be popped up plenty high. Looks like it's going foul, and it is. Now the count 1-1. Drinker, for a freshman, has had a pretty good time with the bat this season. Has struggled on the base path a little more. Delivery to home. That one's going to be fouled away. 1-2. Lead from Bishop. Pickoff attempt. He's safe. Good job from Ferguson to hold on to the ball at first. Couple close calls on the pickoff attempts for Bishop so far this inning. Now the delivery to home, high and inside. Count evens up at 2. Bishop again with the short lead. Masajic delivers. That one's going to be a nice shot. Base hit going into left field. And the base was going to be stolen anyways by Bishop. Count resets with the new batter, Ben Karen. center fielder that's been getting plenty of action on defense tonight, looking to get some action on offense as well. Coming up to bat in the best position the Red Hawks have seen so far today, a runner in scoring position with Bishop, a fast runner at that. He'll turn a hit into the outfield into a run scored, as Karen will take that inside, close to his chest for ball one. Putting the ball in play is the main goal here for Ben Karen. He'll take a walk if he gets it, but really wants to make something happen. (2-0 the count. Delivery. That one is a nice shot going out right field over the head of the right fielder, and he makes the grab somehow. Karen robbed. Joe Jordan with a catch of the game so far. So the Red Hawks will leave two batters stranded. And it will stay 2-0 after a great catch is made by Joe Jordan in right field. Hakoski back on the mound for the Red Hawks, and they're back to square one. Trying to keep themselves in this game. They barely did it in the bottom of the third last time. Now they'll have to do it again in the bottom of the fourth. Only so many times before you have no outs remaining and your time is run up. Like we said, it's a big game for the Red Hawks, not just with Western Mass implications, but for getting that home game in states as well, which is something they've been really keeping their eye on, really hoping for this year. Hakoski, though, despite the run scored, has been doing well. At least one of those runs, just trying to remember them, at least one of them not by his own consequence. So either no earned runs or one earned run, as that is a big cut taken for strike one on number 8 in orange, Ryan Gould. Gould, the third baseman, and he's going to send this one pretty solidly to center field. Karen underneath, and he makes the easy grab. 1 out away. Like we said, he's been plenty active. And now we see Canyon Charon, who had to take a moment to recover from a pitch that hit him. And now he'll send a pitch out to left field, and it lands fair for a base hit. Sliding in is Pareda to make the stop, and he throws it in. On the first pitch from Hakoski, Charon with a well-placed ball in left field. He'll get on base. Pinch runner here, Austin Raymer. Now it's Evan Ferguson, who's been doing a great job today at first. Showing bunt and a foul ball called, a foul tip for strike one. Pickoff attempt, the throw is high, no tag made. Would have been safe anyway. Ferguson ready at home. Koski delivers. That one's going to be chopped up over the head of Dion, and another base hit. Durso came over to cover third, but the runners held at first and second. Now 2-1, just one away for the Orioles, and this is how they've done it so far this game. Wind really picking up here, blowing from left field over into right field. So we might see some action for Henry Drinker if a connection is made here by Joe Jordan, who he himself just made the great catch in right field. He lays down a bunt, though, trips, falls, grab is made, and he's safe. It went through the glove of Hall right as Jordan got to first. Hakoski was waiting to see if it would go foul. It didn't. And another run comes home. Now it's Thatcher Rudnick. Facing only one out, showing bunt right away. He lays it down. Won't try play at the plate. The throw to first is wide again. Bad timing from the Red Hawks. 2 more runs will score. Now there's been 3 in 1 inning. 5-0 now. Runner on second after it went out of play for a ground rule double. McDonald's now the batter up after a conversation with Chris Williams of the Red Hawks. He's their head coach. Still only 1 out away for the Red Hawks. They now suddenly trail 5-0 after 3 runs have been scored. That's a nice bunt laid down. This one will go foul. The bunts have been working so far for the Orioles, especially in this inning. Have helped to bring home those 3 runs through error more than anything else, although they have been very well placed. We have a stoppage here as runner tying his shoe on second. He gives the double thumbs up. Hakoski ready back on the bump. Infielders on either end waiting for a bunt. He shows bunt again, and now the pitch gets away from James. A base will be taken. Looking for home, and he'll stay at third. It looked like the ball might have drifted out of play somewhere, so he's held at third. Still 1 out. High and inside for ball 2 at least. Lead from third. That one outside for ball 3. Three and 1 the count. That one's a nice shot going out to right field or left field, and it's dropped. Pareda slid into it, and he dropped it as his knee hit the ground. Everything going wrong for the Red Hawks on defense right now. And now, as if some things couldn't get worse for the Red Hawks, we're starting to feel a little rain here. Runner going, and Cusson makes the grab. Looking back to first, and the double play is made. Nice play there to end the 4th, but Red Hawks give up 4 runs in 1 inning on drop balls and missed throws. And some nice bunts laid down by the Orioles. They deserve the credit with that one, but Red Hawks, all they can do is look forward to the 5th inning and try and chip away at this all of a sudden hefty lead. As Masajic will go back out onto the mound. The defense has just completely shut down the Red Hawks. Masajic not pitching a no-hitter, but currently pitching a shutout. As of course the score is 6-0. As we go into the top of the 5th, Red Hawks with 3 innings left to try and work their way back into this game, but we might end up seeing a new pitcher for either team at this point. Masajic has been struggling to control the ball, and Hakoski, after giving up 4 in 1 inning, might see his exit here in his first Western Mass game of the year. So when we come back, it will be top of the 5th, Red Hawks trailing 6-0. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. It's the top of the 5th here in Belchertown. The rain seems to have held off for a moment, but the clouds still very gloomy above us. And it's a gloomy time for the Red Hawks right now as they currently trail 6-0. A ball is taken by Durso as he's the leadoff hitter here in the top of the 5th. Trying to get something going, anything, and it's a ground ball going to be fielded easily by the second baseman, and he's out at first. 1 away now for the Red Hawks. After a 2-pitch at-bat, Durso now 0 for 2. Hall 0 for 1 so far. Delivery from Masajic, and it's a strike against Hall after he showed bunt on the first pitch. He'll hustle his way to first if he has to. Anything to get the Red Hawks back in the game somehow. And he takes ball 1 high on the second pitch of his second at-bat. Masajic winds, delivers. Ball 2. Two-one delivery, ball 3. Masajic yet to throw a called strike in this inning so far. That one's going to be popped up, sent foul, and over the fence and out of play. Now Hall facing a full count as he's put himself in a bad spot with that foul ball, but good job from Masajic to work his way back into this one. Here's the payoff pitch with 1 out away, and that one's going to be a base hit for Porter Hall. That's something that could get the Red Hawks going. He's not a guy that usually finds his way on base off of a hit, but that could deliver some good momentum for them as they go into the top of their order. Hall stays on base, no pinch runner for him. And the pickoff attempt not in time. He was ready for that one. Cussin, the batter at home, for the Red Hawks. Only 1 out away. In a decent position right now, but a pivotal at-bat here for Cussin as he chips that one foul for strike 1. Check swing, high pitch, and that's a great stop by Ferguson as Hall dives back in safely at first. Charon's been doing a great job behind home plate, keeping things in check on the bases for his team. Hall, again, short lead. Masajic delivers home. Strike called against him. One and 2 now the count. Ball 2. Just a touch high by the looks of it. Masajic taking his time on the mound. Definitely has slowed down his rhythm since the first inning. Hall again with the lead off first. Pickoff attempt again. Oh, and it hit him and went out of play. Hall turns around and it stays in play. It was on the line. A tough roll there for Belchertown. And now the Red Hawks have a runner on second, so it looked like it might have actually hit Hall's right hand when he tried to dive back into first, but he's the runner on second here, and Custon's going to send this one high, foul, right field, and not there in time. Jordan couldn't make the stellar play 2 times in a row. It was a little bit too far up the hill this time. Two and two the count. Masajic back on the mound. Only one away for the Red Hawks so far, and a runner in scoring position with Hall. That one is going to be ball 3. A good stop there by Charon behind home plate. A full count. Big pitch incoming. Here it is from Masajic. That one's going to be fouled off over our heads. And it hits a ram. Didn't hit the windshield, though. Might leave a small dent on the back of the trunk. Here's the payoff pitch again. That one's going to be fouled away. It hit him on the inside of his left leg. He's going to walk that one off. Both full count pitches have been fouled so far. Here's the third one. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Second one away for the Red Hawks. Big lost opportunity. But now it'll be Sean Bauman. 2 outs away and a runner on second. Hall is going to need a good hit, probably into right field, to try and make something happen here. And that one's going to be grounded to second. Third out is made. A good job from the Belchertown defense again after the Red Hawks got themselves in a decent position to even get on the scoreboard. But it will stay a shutout game so far for Masajic. Bottom of the 5th coming up after this quick break. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. It's the bottom of the 5th here in Belchertown. The Orioles are leading in the Western Mass quarterfinals against the Red Hawks 6-0. Hakoski delivers a strike on the first pitch of the inning. That's a nice shot going out left field. Catch is made from his knees by Brady Pareda. First out away on Cam Hool. Now it's Jake Waller, Ryan Gould on deck for the Orioles. Hakoski waiting. Kicks, delivers. That one's going to be grounded sharply. Cusson with the field and the out made at first. 2 away quickly by the Red Hawks. Only 3 pitches thrown so far by Hakoski. And already he's seeing his third batter. Gould, the batter up here. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Third baseman behind in the count here. He watches ball 1 go by him high. Evens it out. Hakoski kicks, delivers. Ball 2. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Akoski. That one will be called a strike right at the bottom of the zone. 2-2 the count now. Akoski picks his pitch. Here's the delivery. That one will be low. Looked like it got on top of the glove of James when he tried to go and grab it from the dirt and skipped away over the head of the umpire. Full count here. 2 outs away. Akoski looking to end the inning quickly. Here's the payoff pitch. And that's ball 4. Runner on first for the Orioles. Canyon Charon, the catcher, back up to the plate. Short lead from the runner at first. Check swing. Ball got by him, and second is taken. One and 0 the count here on Charon. Now a runner on second for the Orioles. 2 outs away. Inside, ball 2. Redhawks trying to get away from this inning unscathed as they were unable to get on the scoreboard themselves. That's what they're trying to do at the very least in this game as time is winding down for them. Strike 1 called on Charon. Runner staying at second after he takes a big jump on the delivery from Akoski. Looking back at second, now Akoski delivers. Check swing. He is called for a strike. 2-2. Looked like it was going to be a called strike regardless. Didn't look like he went around, though. Here's the 2-2. Runner going, and he did go around. Strike 3, inning over. So the Red Hawks now with just 2 innings to work with. 6 runs to tie, 7 to take the lead. Tall order for them, especially with the way they've been hitting so far in this game and in the recent games in the season. Masagic's been doing a great job on the mound despite the cold and a couple missteps here and there. The infield has been doing a great job helping him out, though. So the Red Hawks have been unable to get on the board. Orioles lead 6-0 after 5. We'll go to the top of the 6th when we come back. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. It's the top of the 6th now for the Red Hawks. Braden Dion, the leadoff hitter for them. Third time up to bat for him, for counting correctly, which I believe we are. Second or third time at least. 1-0 the count. That one's going to make it 1-1 as it's fouled away. Doesn't hit the bus. Masajic has evened up the count here. He kicks, delivers. That one is going to be a shot right over his head, right over second base, and it's a base hit for Braden Dion. Another good show from the sophomore, only sophomore on the team for the Red Hawks. He's been great this year at third base. Had an unfortunate slip earlier in the game that brought in a run. But now he's at first. James watches a strike go by him on Masagic's first delivery. Now we're having a stoppage as Dion will not get to run the bases. We're seeing a pinch runner come in for him. One of the JV players brought up for the game here. And that one's going to get away from the catcher, and he's going to be safe at second by a mile. The throw made by Charon, but it didn't get there anywhere close. My apologies. I recognize him. I can't quite put the name to it. He's not on the roster. Big lead taken from second. Ball 2. No outs on the Redhawks. They have a runner in scoring position with the pinch runner on second. And throw going to be down to third as he took a big lead. He's safe back at second. It's 3-1. He's causing a lot of trouble for Masajic as the calls from the dugout told us that he's in 8th grade. Whether or not you choose to believe that's up to you. Looking for third again. Strike 2 called on Caden James. James wearing the hoodie today. You can't blame him. Here's the payoff pitch. That one's going to be chipped out shallow right, and the grab is made. Runner tags up. James upset with himself. He's the first away here. Now it's Brady Pareda. Strike 1 called. Still some big leads being taken by the runner at second. That one's going to be shot for a base hit. Right field. And he bobbled the ball in right. A run's going to score for the Redhawks, and they are on the board. A long way to go, but a step in the right direction for them. And it looks like we have an injury. That looks like it's Joe Jordan who's down in right field. Not what you want to see, especially late in the game. He's been playing really well. Made a couple great grabs, and it looks like, yeah, we're having the coaches come out. So we're going to take a quick break here to check in on Joe Jordan in right field. We'll be right back. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. Joe Jordan still out in right field after a few stretches. He seems to be all right. Was taking a quick jog around before, and he'll be staying in the game for the Orioles. A sigh of relief from them after the shutout is broken by the Redhawks. Brady Pareda with the RBI single. Pickoff attempt at first base. Batter at the plate is Drinker. He takes strike 1. Only 1 out away for the Redhawks. Still some room to work with for them. But they're getting towards the bottom of their order. They want to move fast. Pareda on the pop-up was going to second. The catch is made. Play at first, not there. He's safe. Two outs away now for the Redhawks. Ben Karen, the batter up. Pareda still safe on first, taking a short lead. Masajic throws safe. Another good quick tag from Ferguson, taking his time to go over to the mound, and he'll reposition himself at the bag. Delivery to Karen. Strike 1 is the call. To Karen again. This time it's high. Rain starting again, a light drizzle. Weather has not been cooperating that much today, just not ideal. Weather for baseball, and it's going to get away from him. It's going to stay in play as it rolled up the hill. Here comes Pareda around second. There's going to be a throw at third. Not in time. He steals 2 bases. Big moves from Brady Pareda. And the Red Hawks, with 2 outs down, need Ben Karen to get the ball in play to cash in a second run. This would be huge for them and put the game realistically back within reach for a 7th inning comeback. He will take ball 2. Have to imagine they wouldn't try a bunt here with 2 outs. Strike 2 called. Evens it out. Karen finding himself in a big at-bat once again. Here's a quick delivery. 2-2, high, ball 3. It's a full count. Redhawks trying to cash in their second run of the game to bring them within 4 of the Orioles. Here's the payoff pitch. That one's going to be a shot out to right field. Jordan, injured earlier in the inning, makes the grab. And the Orioles survive, giving up only 1 run, still up by 5 against the Redhawks. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th as Frontier leaves another runner stranded. The Orioles will have 1 more chance to extend their lead before the Redhawks get into their final 3 outs here in the Western Mass quarterfinals. We'll be right back. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. Akoski delivering to Ferguson right now, and it's going to be ball 1 on the first pitch. 3 outs remaining for the Red Hawks in the bottom of the 6th, but right now it's the top of the 6th. Or no, excuse me, in the top of the 7th is where they have their 3 outs remaining. Bottom of the 6th is where we are right now, where the Orioles are trying to extend their 5-run lead. That will be strike 1 against Ferguson as it is sent high and foul. Ferguson in the 8th spot in the batting order. Joe Jordan on deck. And then back to the top of the order with Thatcher Rudnick. That one's fouled back. 1-2. Akoski's done a good job throughout this game. Not really thinking that he's going to be pitching in the 7th inning. But we're having some bullpen activity for the Orioles behind their dugout. As we're seeing Ryan Gould's warm up potentially to relieve Masajic, and that one is going to be foul as well. He'll stay alive in the at-bat, but won't get on base as he was hoping to. For Akoski, Carter Miller was warming up before. He's become the primary relief guy for the Red Hawks, or primary closer depending on the situation. Right now it would be relief and try and get the Redhawks back into this game, as that one's going to be grounded back over the glove of Akoski, and no one gets there. It's a base hit. Drifted a little too far right down the middle. No outs away and a runner on. Now that brings up Joe Jordan, who was injured in right field in the top of the inning. We'll see if that is still affecting him in any way. And he shows a bunt, foul tip, 0-1. Runner on first right now, Evan Ferguson. After his really well-placed hit right over second base. Showing bunt again, high. James fakes a throw back to first. He already picked off 1 runner doing that. Taking advantage of Belchertown's aggressive base running tactics. Akoski kicks, delivers, high bunt, and it's caught in the air. No throw over to first. Not a great bunt laid down there by Joe Jordan. But only the first out away. Belchertown still with plenty of room to work with. Warm-up seems to be finished for Ryan Gould behind the dugout. And now the Red Hawks will face the top of the order from the Orioles, with Ferguson still on first. Oh, and that was high and inside. The ball was dropped after it almost took the head off of Rudnick. Wind picking up with a slight drizzle here in Belchertown. Still very cold, especially for May, as he winds into a hit. That's going to be a potential double play. The out is made at second and no throw to first. Good wheels from Rudnick. But the runner out at second. And now Ian McDonald, the shortstop, up to the plate. Short lead taken here by Rudnick on first. Hakoski delivers, runner going. Pitch almost hit the batter, and it's going to be past second, through to center field, and no throw to third. They'll get it into second instead. Hakoski now in a dangerous position of letting up another run here against Belchertown. As that first pitch was a ball to McDonald. It seems like the cold is getting into the fingers of Hakoski as well. That one is going to send high to Drinker and right. He's underneath, makes the grab for the third out. Leaving one runner stranded on third is the Orioles. And all they have to do is cash in 3 more outs on the Red Hawks, and they will move on to the next round in Western Mass. And Frontier will have to rely on a consolation game win to try and get that home game in States. Jordan still nursing his calf, it looked like. He was holding his right calf that maybe seized up a little bit in right field there in the previous inning. When we come back, the Red Hawks will go to the top of the 7th inning, last chance for them, and it looks like we might be seeing the pitching change right off the bat as Masujic will not be picking up the ball. Gould was the third baseman, and Masujic will be going over to third himself. For the Red Hawks, they're bringing out some of their pinch hitters as well. Colin West, he's seen this stage before with the Red Hawks where they've needed some kind of a spark, and he's been brought in as a heavy hitter, and he is a heavy hitter at that, but he's got to rely on Durso to get on first base, or just any base for that matter, to make some kind of big hit from him count. He was the designated hitter earlier in the season, but by word of the coaching staff, not quite as consistent for their liking, but they recognize the power he has in his swing, and they bring him in here. Going to be batting for Porter Hall, who got on base in his last at-bat, went 1 for 2 on the night, if I remember correctly, and won't see a third at-bat, as Colin West, one of the captains of the team, will be hitting for him. Ball thrown down to second, and Durso steps up to the plate. Last 3 outs here for the Red Hawks, unless they can come up with 5 runs to tie it, 6 runs to take the lead. Again, very tall order for them. They haven't been hitting well today. And the pitching and infield has done a great job for Belchertown. Now they bring in Ryan Gould, who none of the batters have seen yet, to try and close out this game. His first pitch to Durso will be a strike. Gould's getting into my mouth as well, I guess. That one's going to be fouled back. Well away. Didn't sound like it hit anything when it first hit the ground there. This has got to be some of the worst weather we've had for baseball while we're still able to film. Just way too cold. As that one's going to be popped up foul, out of play, right in front of the fans. Still 0-2 the count. Durso, a lot of pressure on him to get on base here by any means. He faces an 0-2, and he takes ball 1 outside. if he can get on base, he's a good base runner. Could make that count for himself. And he's going to hack that one over to second base. And he's got to be kicking himself, asking why he swung at that one. It was an awkward swing. It looked like he was trying to get out of the way and thought it was back in the zone and tried to make contact. He did, and it was an easy ground ball out for the Orioles. Now Colin West with 1 out away, no one on, steps up to the plate. Redhawks have had as many as 2 runners on base in this game. Right now they have none. West takes ball 1 low. Again, he's batting for Porter Hall, the first baseman. 1-0 the count. That one's going to be grounded hard, foul. Redhawks down to just 2 outs that they can work with. Still 5 runs behind the Orioles. That one will be ball 2 to West. Big swing and a miss from West. You can see the power in that cut that he took. West has 2 home runs in the season thanks to that powerful swing, but here's the 2-2. And he struck him out. Big show from Ryan Gould here late in the game to try and close this thing out for the Orioles. Just 1 out to go, and it's back to the guy that led off the hitting for the Redhawks and led off the hitting for the whole game in the top of the first, Jack Cusson. Just a freshman, trying not to be the last out in this game for the Redhawks as he takes ball 1 on the first pitch. Gould kicks, delivers, inside, ball 2. Here's the 2-0. That one is going to get past Charon. Bauman, the batter on deck for the Redhawks. Counts 3-0 to Cusson. Here's the delivery from Gould, and that is a walk. Fresh count here for Ryan Gould. Fresh batter to work with, but he's got a runner on first now. Already 2 outs away. Bauman watches ball 1. Bauman with a 1-0. Takes a big cut. Evens the count up. The light drizzle we had before has stopped. The wind has started up again, and it's still very cold and cloudy. That's going to be 1-2. The Redhawks down to their last strike as Bauman tries to fight for his team at the plate. The batter on deck for the Redhawks, Braden Dion. Runner on first is Jack Cusson. 1-2 on its way. High for ball 2. Gould delivers, and that's going to be chopped over. Fair ball, looking for first. He's safe. It looked like he tagged him. Ferguson protesting. It looked like there was a tag made, and we might have some conversation between the umpires. They're going to talk about it here. It looked like he got the tag on. If they say he's safe at first, and the runner is at third, and he is out. The tag was made. Ryan Gould comes in and gets the save on the closing appearance for Belchertown. The Redhawks will have a tough loss here on the road, and they'll go to a consolation game to try and secure a home game in their state tournament run. 6-1 the final score as they leave a runner stranded in the top of the 7th. No need to go to the bottom of the 7th. And the Red Hawks will have to wait and see who they will play next. And we'll have to wait and see what the scores are for the other two sports from Frontier, as now the rain starts to pick up right as the last pitch has been thrown. So we'll hurry things up and pack things up here in B-Town. I've been Mason Smith here with Tyler Wolkowitz. Baseball will be back in just a few days, we imagine. They lose 6-1 here against the Orioles, though. And thank you for tuning in to Frontier Community Access Television. Have a great evening.